Taking a chance to learn what's in my head. Reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. You die for me when I won't even cry for you. Oh please Lord, tell me what must I do. I'm taking out a page each day from the letter you wrote to me. A book of lies that I despise, but with your animosity. Take me back to a time we met on that bank holiday. We made it right from the first night till you threw it all away. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. Confusion is a gift that forever falls my own way. I'll never be so proud of that man I am today. Take me back to a time of bar, once happy days. Still you take forever haunt me with your condescending ways. Now it's time to do things right and get you out of my head. And reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Or would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. And the pain you've caused fell from afar. And the message that you portrayed, it caused me too much sorrow and pain. But I won't fall for that anymore. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm needing you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore.
Everyone, and welcome back to Not In My Lifetime channel. Don't worry, it isn't just me today. Bevan was just here right now. He's just come back in now. Loads in. There he is. He's back. He's there. We're on the channel. Back to me. You are obviously you and someone else. Hopefully in a bit, which would be good. Another guest on. But today is Florian Wirtz Day apparently, and just as we start the stream and get into it, I thought discussion Martin's here. How you doing, Martin? All good? Yeah, mate.
Oh, yeah. Good evening.
Good.
You all right?
You all good,
Sorry,
mate?
I've been arguing with Bevo about PSR. You're
I know you
all
have been. I've been seeing that.
I knew this is why you were coming on to have an argument with me.
right. No, it's not. I actually had asked
We've
before.
got receipts.
I asked before, so no, you start.
Yeah, it's been quite a mad news day, isn't it? I mean, I know obviously nothing's been confirmed anyway, but the fact that we're getting all this stuff now from German, it's more the fact it's coming out from German sources rather than actually English sources that this is coming from. Obviously, Ornstein's coming out today about Reijnders just now, and we'll go in a bit. But the Florian Wirtz stuff, I mean, everyone thought it was going to Bayern, but now apparently there's no deal agreed in the first place now, which obviously is a load of PR Bayern. It just feels like I'll stop you, Bevo, before going on Martin. I mean, Bevo, it's a roller coaster already. It's easy, but it's madness, isn't it? Florian Wirtz, the City potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I always take news with a pinch of salt until it comes from like the main man Fabrizio. For me, I think there's going to be fluctuation in the market, especially when you're after a player as sought after as he is. When the news dropped that it looked like he was going to Bayern, I wasn't surprised. I thought, fair enough. He's German. He'll want to go to the biggest club in Germany. But then, I've also said on this show before that if I was Leverkusen, I wouldn't want to be selling Wirtz, my best player, to my nearest rival. It would like, in effect, be like selling Rodrygo or Haaland to Liverpool or Arsenal. Like, it's just you wouldn't do it. And then for me, when the news dropped yesterday that City had a verbal agreement with Bayer Leverkusen for the transfer, that was where I switched to say, okay, well, now it looks more likely that he's coming. And I was saying to you off air when I called you before, the thing for me is, if you look historically, obviously there was an exception with Declan Rice, but if you look at historically over the transfers that we've done in the past and the way that we go about business, so phase one is typically we do like a background checks on the player to see if they're suitable for us, if they have the right mentality and the right attitude and they get on with the players. Then secondly, what we would do then is we would go and speak to the player directly and see if it's something that he's interested in. And then if stage 1 and 2 goes well, then normally by stage 3 we'll go to the club, the selling club, and say, look, we're interested. Now, City wouldn't go and put and get verbal agreement with Bayer Leverkusen if there was no verbal agreement with Wirtz, or at least not necessarily a verbal agreement, but you definitely one of my choices, sort of thing. Like, where it looks promising. Because if you look at with the transfer where Bellingham went to Real Madrid, we actually never put a bid in for Bellingham at Borussia. And that's probably because at stage 2, when City spoke to Bellingham and his team, Bellingham probably said, look, we're only interested in Madrid. So then there's no reason for City to go and put a bid in for him, or at least get a verbal agreement with Dortmund. So yesterday, when that news dropped that we'd had that verbal agreement with Leverkusen, that for me was the turning point where it was like, right, okay, well, Wirtz is serious about, or at least semi-serious about coming and joining us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have put the bid in. And I've said it from day one, I don't see us not giving Kevin De Bruyne at least another 1-year extension if we haven't got the green light on a player to replace him. Like it was different with Aguero. Aguero left, and then it was almost like we were we were sat on Harry Kane coming. Harry Kane had the gentleman's agreement with Tottenham that he could leave. He'd agreed with us that he was that he'd signed for us. So as far as we were concerned, we were happy to let Aguero leave at that point, because it was looking like Kane was coming to us. And I think City learned from their mistakes by doing that. And I think they've moved forward with it and done things now the right way. Or at least I'd hope that they do things the right way. But yeah, I mean, just on Wirtz alone, then you've also got the news of potentially Rodrygo not being happy at Real Madrid, Reijnders. There's also been talk this morning that Livramento's part of a 4-man shortlist for right back position. So it's exciting times, really exciting times.
Exciting times. I mean, big up Dash and everyone in the chat right tuning in. Man City's offered to Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz could come close to meeting the €150 million price tag. Official president begins to criticize the Premier League by £100 million deal. Now, this is the thing. Like, we're actually willing to go to that amount, which for me is like, wow, okay then. Like, we actually are. I mean, I knew we were about a serious and that amount of money you're putting into a player, especially with Wirtz's quality. And obviously, I'm not saying he's not well.
Just with that, the news that I've heard is it's €100 million to anyone else and €150 million to Bayern.
Right. Oh, €100 million. Okay. Yeah. Right. I don't know. I forgot it was the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've heard. It's €100 million to any other club, but because it's Bayern and they're a direct competitor, it's $150 million to them. Yeah. So who knows? Yeah.
Big up Connor and big up Jiki so far. Obviously, nothing is done yet. There's no here we go on anything yet. But it's nice to have a conversation about this, because these players will obviously improve our team, next season, obviously massively. It's good having a discussion about it. I mean, Martin, obviously, I'm sure you know anyway. What are your thoughts, mate, on it all?
Yeah, I mean, you are right to use caution, because 4 days ago we were all doom and gloom. It wasn't happening. So things can change. We know that. So it's good, obviously. I mean, I think from what my understanding is, they're getting my words out, put my teeth back in. They've had the verbal agreement for a little while. The verbal agreement was already done a long time ago. That's why the McAtee stuff was coming into it, and the Ortega stuff. They were already talking then. I can't remember when the Ortega McAtee to Leverkusen stuff came out. It seems like about 2 months ago. I think Wirtz was always the number one, but obviously we all thought he went to go to Bayern. Now that may still be the case. We'll have to wait and see. But it's a positive sign. Reijnders has been a target. Gibbs White is still a target. So everyone thinks Gibbs White's coming off the list. Well, he hasn't. He's still very much on that list. Rodrygo, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be Rodrygo or Wirtz. I don't see both.
I agree. I agree with you, but it would be nice. It would be very nice.
It would be nice.
Of course it would. Of course it bloody would. But the trouble is, and what I was trying to explain with PSR earlier to Bevo it's because PSR includes your wages and your signing on fees and your agent's fees and everything. And it does fall in line to what, like Sam Lee's report, I know some don't say it, but they want to get the level of calibre of the players that are going or up to their standard for less wages. Florian Wirtz isn't going to come in and demand. He's not going to come in and demand 400 grand a week, the same as KDB's.
No, exactly. So you're reducing the wage bill there.
Exactly.
Which, again, year on year, what people don't understand is, or what people don't see, is if you have a player that's on, let's go with 400 grand a week, over a 3-year period, that's probably like what? I wouldn't even like to imagine how many millions that is. So, you're reducing that wage.
400 grand a week. Yeah, it's about 50 mil, 60 mil, something daft like that.
So, yeah, when you look at it that way, you can, in effect, get a player in for 40 mil and it'd cost you nothing.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier about the PSR, wasn't I? Listen, say you've got bags of room on PSR, roughly.
Oh, bags of room, especially.
They've got about 400 and odd. They've got about 400 and odd weight room on their thing.
And when you look at it as well,
bags of room.
Yeah, like when you look at it as well, you look at the players that we've sold over the last few years. You know, you've got Julian Alvarez for what, 80 million quid. You know, we then went and bought Mamouche for 60 million. So
I know, but the way it works, Bevel, that's weird. Because you know that 80 million we got for Alvarez, that only comes into our books this summer.
Oh, is it this summer?
I thought it was last summer. Yeah, you go a year behind because that's why they do the every 3 years and your third year drops off.
Yeah, no, I
always your last year drops. So like the Alvarez money won't come into our books until this year. So when our books come out for this season, when do they come out? Some come out in June, some come out in January. It depends when they do the books, but they come out a year later. It's very weird how they do it. I don't know why they do it that way. I think they do that for tax purposes.
So in effect, then the 700 million profit that we made in the year of the treble season came into fruition this season.
Yeah, but that isn't that 700 profit doesn't just go into transfers. It goes into
of course it does. No, of course it does.
So even to have 400 and odd, that's why we've got like over just, I think it's, I don't want to guess, but some say 480, some say 430. It's around about 4 summer that we've got headroom on it.
I've heard that year on year we roughly have about 500 million to spend, roughly year on year.
It's a weird one, but to me, if you can get Reijnders, because what I got a message yesterday. Reijnders on. I had Rodrygo on, but that was on the Wirtz stuff at the time. Then I had Gibbs White on. I had Livramento looked at, but Newcastle apparently will not sell him unless you're going to pay stupid amounts of money to get
about 75, 80 million to get him out of the gate.
Yeah. The thing is with Newcastle, I think that they're looking to try and improve their squad, not sort of take it apart a little bit.
Well, I think
it'd be nice to get Livramento. It'd be
nice, yeah.
Didn't they spend about 45, 50 million on Livramento to bring him in? So they're not going to want to sell him for.
I think so.
Well, exactly. I mean, the interesting one is who's going to be going out then, because we must have offers for other players. Because I was always, we may want to sell them, but we've got to have offers. We must have offers from countries, from teams, for the likes of Kovacic.
There's talk of Grealish going to Napoli, which is why I think we really
keep an eye on AC Milan. Keep an eye on AC Milan.
We really, really do need a left winger if that's the case, like desperately.
Do we though? Yeah. Do we? This is my thing. Do it? Because unless you're going to sell a Doku, are you going to sell Doku?
Well, if you look at it, you've only really got Doku that can play left wing. You've got Savio as well, but
Mamouche.
I don't see Mamouche's future being on the left wing. I don't think he's utilised properly.
Where do you see it? Because this is intriguing. Where is Mamouche's future?
I see Mamouche playing just behind Haaland in the 10.
Well, where does Wirtz go?
Wirtz goes alongside him in the other.
So where does Phil Foden go?
Phil Foden's probably right wing.
I mean, it's going to be intriguing if this all comes off. We're going to have one hell of a squad.
But again, Martin, this is the problem we've always had. You know, if you look at the team that we've got now, you know, you haven't got shite players sitting on the bench. You know, some maybe you have this season, but in the past we've had a Gundogan sitting on the bench, a prime Gundogan sitting on the bench. We've had a prime Bernardo Silva on the bench. In the treble season, we had Mahrez sitting on the bench for most of it. So it's not necessarily about where these players are going to go, but it's where they can come in and fit into the team. And because these players are still going to be getting a lot of game time. They're still going to be coming on.
He's keeping them happy. I mean, that's down to the manager that he's got to keep them happy, and he's going to sort that out. That's his own headache to sort out. It's not the fans' issue. If players throw the ties out of the pram like Alvarez did, and like Mahrez did in this last year, then so be it. People want to do that.
Yeah.
Good luck to them. It's up to them. Sterling did it. Laporte did it. And look, the grass is not always green. Asane did it. But,
sorry to stop you there. Sorry to stop you there, Martin. Steve Black, how you doing, mate? Hope you're all good, mate. Hope everything's going well. Nice to see you back in the chat, mate.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Sorry, Mark. Carry on. Steve,
no,
Steve's
fine.
going to be missing for a while, so it's just nice to see him back in the chat.
It's good to hear, mate.
Sorry, Mark. Yeah. Carry on, mate.
No, it's fine. No, you can have a chat with Steve, and I wish him all the best. No, I just hope it's going to be intriguing. I think we're trying to get the deals done early. I think we're trying to get them done quickly, which is good. The fullback one is the one I don't know where we're going to go with fullbacks, because there's not been to and fro in on fullbacks. You've gone from Cambiasso to Wesley to Alt-Nouri to bloody Livramento. They're going all over the shop with these fullbacks.
What do you think of this 22-year-old Juventus right back? I think that's a bit of a weird signing, really. Because we've had the verbal agreement on it, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, because it makes no sense.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if City are using one or two as a smokescreen to get to other players.
I imagine so, yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely do not know what.
That came out of nowhere.
It did, yeah. It's a weird one, that one. Because as far as we're aware, it's Cambiasso and it's Cambiasso, so Savoni's with a weird choice if we were to go for him as well, unless we're getting both. But
I think the Cambiasso one's gone quiet, because I'm pretty sure the Cambiasso's basically already done. That's why it's quiet.
I think we'll know soon enough on that, because he's going to be at the Club World Cup with Juventus, isn't he? So I think we'll find out soon enough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm sure something will be announced either at the Club World Cup or just before it.
Imagine that he gets on the plane with Juventus and comes back with City.
See, but you got to remember that there's all sorts of links. There was that guy, Sarah from Galatasaray, and then that's gone quiet.
Oh, Norwich player. Yeah, that was a smokescreen.
It's like we're going in phases, because Reijnders came up about 2 months ago, then nothing. Then it went completely and utterly dead for 2 months.
Yeah.
And now it's come back. City apparently have made the bid.
It's been testing on the old mental health, though, hasn't it? It's like City in for ex-Norwich player, and the next minute it's like, we're signing Wirtz. It's like, what?
No, do you know what, Bevo? This is my argument, is I think any other season, I think we'd just took this in our stride. I don't think the fan base has been emotionally set to take all this year. I think emotionally the fan base is that much of an up and down ride. You don't know.
It is. It's going from one extreme to another, though, isn't it, Martin? It's not like I don't know.
Listen, 4 days ago,
I'm going to throw two names out there. It's not like City going, oh, we're in for Chevalier, and then the next we're getting Diogo Costa. It's like you're going from ex-Norwich player to Wirtz. It's like just.
Yeah, it's crazy at the minute. And like I said, tomorrow morning, there might be another story that Wirtz is going to Bayern Munich, and we'll all go back into meltdown again.
I was going Chelsea.
It's like everyone's just got to calm down a bit and just relax and just let these things play out. Because someone said to me, "Oh, Martin, how come you act all doom?" I said, "I don't act doom and gloom." I said, "I'm just cautious because things can change in a sixpence on transfers. It's so weird."
Which is well, right. We're also forgetting as well on Saturday's the cup final. Also, 2 games after that. So we're still even done the season yet. It's like we're in June, the transfer window season. We're getting all the news for us. We're still in the season right now. Cup final on Saturday and 2 more games after that. So it's not like
that's what it is with me. On my head's in the cup final right now. My head is completely cup final. What I don't want to do is everyone all takes their eye off the ball into the cup final. And we're all rolled down there and, we don't know what we're doing. But we have still got a cup to win in 4 days' time, which is crazy to think that in 4 days we're in the one of the biggest cup competitions in world football in 4 days in the final. So, and I don't want to do what we did at Southampton and go down there with a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of entitlement. We all come back with eggs on our faces.
Well, Crystal Palace are no mugs at all.
No, they're not. It's a wild season at the minute. It's wild beyond belief. But by the way, I will say, people asking why we've been quiet. I will explain all on Thursday night. But there was a few incidents over the weekend that we had to sort out, sadly. But it is what it is.
No worries. But the main thing is, mate, is that you're back tomorrow, rest of the week, which is good. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, well, we're back to normal. So there is. I would
say it was nice to see you, Martin. If you didn't knock me off my perch, but
the podcast is on hiatus now for the rest of the season. Podcast will be back next year. We've just sorted some stuff out.
No worries, that's cool. That's fun.
We do appreciate the support and the help, and everyone's asking, but there is
Cool.
We just had to knock it on the head for now. But it's not over. It will be back at the start of next season.
No worries. Sounds good. But yeah, it is the thing. I mean, man, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of news coming out, I reckon, now from the Bayern end, Bayern PR, trying to make it out that is more close to Bayern. A lot again, poker, as it always is in the media now with the clubs. Like, it's going to be about who can sort of make themselves look good in terms of player. I guarantee that'll be a thing that will work slides. Go on, mate.
It's to be expected. He's literally the most sought after number 10 in world football. Like, there's talk of him going to Real Madrid. There was talk of him going to Bayern. There's talk of him going to City. Even at one point, which was pretty laughable, it was Man United are interested in him. Like, he's the most sought after number 10. And, if you think that City are going to go down without a fight for him, and that goes the same for every club. Every club that's in for him are going to basically be trying to sell him the dream. So at the end of the day, it's down to the club whether they want to give him what he wants, and it's whether he wants the project or not. So at the end of the day, time will be the telling thing here, and we just have to let Hugo Viana and Cheeky do that thing, and hopefully
I can tell you something that I've known for a very long time, and I've tried to sell it because I thought it's going to cause World War III.
Oh, we're getting a bombazzo. It's
not a bombazzo. I think Dash has alluded to it a few times, but keep an eye on Jeremy Doku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see Jeremy lasting, if I'm being honest with you.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's all light and sweetness and everything else between everyone at the moment.
I'll be real with you.
Let's put it away. If he's not here next season, I would not be totally shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked without knowing anything. I don't think he fits the bill. I don't think he's good enough. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm saying he's not standard.
I watched him on Saturday, right? As a Martin and Tone as well when we were all there. Just like he's a very quick player and obviously is very good at beating a man. But at times it feels like he's very clueless of what to do. I mean again,
sorry to jump in. What the hell? What irritated you about Doku on Saturday? And see if you were saying the exact same thing as we all were in that away end. Because we were, I don't know if you could tell, we were getting very frustrated in that away end over on that left-hand side.
No, I was as well, but I'm just saying that this is what he does all the time. He's running and going the same way all the time, but actually changing it up. Whereas I know Savinho's got his own issue, but at least Savinho is a bit different. Hold a bit more skill and actually get the ball in there. That's what I like about Savinho.
Do you know what bugged me Saturday with him? He did exactly what he does. He ran down the wing, he beat his man, and then he did this drag back on the football.
Yeah.
And there was one where he drags it back, he falls over, and the Southampton fullback just went by and carried the ball up the field, and we all went, has he just done that?
Lou, just a quick one for you, mate. Are you giving your Southampton season ticket up at the end of the season, or are you keeping it on?
I'm going to be, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Ask him what I was doing to him in Five Guys. I was proper winding him up. I'm like,
What?
I didn't let him get away with it.
It was you, Luke, and Five Guys. I don't want to know what the rest was.
So, don't give Stephen any ideas. He's in the chat right now.
I can twist the story.
Yeah, you can. Home and Steve, I know. Shock horror, I know. Yeah, but on the game though, right? It's weird. Like you said, like with Doku, right? He just doesn't. He's very consistent. It's one with Villa where he's brilliant, where he gets the great match-winning assists for Nunes, but it's not consistent enough. And you wonder why Pep doesn't play him every game. There's a reason why. He doesn't have the quality consistently to do it every game. Savinho's, I would say he's been unbelievable this season, but he's been better than the Doku has. Better. He has been.
Plus, it's his first season. This isn't Doku's in his third season coming up. Yeah. The Doku's getting into the Jack Grealish territory, sadly.
Yeah.
Where you've got to start performing. Now, the problem is with Doku is, Grealish performed in his second season. Probably didn't perform in the rest, I admit that. I don't know, it's a weird one with these wingers, because it's like Oscar Bob. What do you do with Oscar Bob? We've so much about him.
I keep him. When he plays, he's unbelievable.
As long as I never see James McAtee out on the frigging wing ever again.
Mate.
I never want to see that again.
Honestly, mate. No, Martin, I forgot he was playing at times. I thought, he's on the right wing. I forgot he was there at time. I just didn't notice him at all.
Well, it was weird because we were there at half time, and Noel Gallagher says, because we were listening to the combo, and Noel Gallagher goes, you know what? That Jimbo McAtee needs to get off the pitch at half time. We all went, yeah, we agree.
We agree. Look, I like McAtee, but he's not City level. He's not.
No, he's not. And I think he'll end up either at Forest or I think he'll end up at Leverkusen. I think he'll end up at one of those two. And I wish him all the best because I think he's going to have a fantastic career. I think he's going to have a wonderful career. I just don't think he's ready for Manchester City level. Ready right now. He may be in a year or two. I don't know.
Like, he brought O'Reilly on. O'Reilly straight away made more impact. I know he probably got a goal on Saturday, but he made more impact.
That was piss poor impact, though. Bringing Mamouche on with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that has to be called out. It really does.
Should have been earlier than that, my opinion. Should have been earlier. I mean, you bring Doku on fine, but, honestly, right, and I'm sure Mark agreed with me, Kev, that game, the calls were shocking. They were absolutely shocking. The amount of times that it either went over the players. He's really good at it. Mamouche is better at it now.
It was shocking. I'm good. KDB was shocking Saturday. I'm sorry, but it was.
I think he's already gone, Martin. I think in his head he's gone.
It was a weird one because the thing was How many free kicks in absolute wonderful areas did we get? And we were all thinking he's going to score here. He's going to score. Just they were having it squall. They were going. It wasn't working. That
The
whole
old
11
Kevin
didn't work.
American.
Yeah, it didn't work. That whole 11 didn't work. He shouldn't have changed the fullbacks. He shouldn't have done it.
I want to see more Moosh on set pieces. I want to see more Moosh take corners. I want to see more Moosh take free kicks.
By the way, I haven't had a chance to say this, but Ruben Dias is. Can I swear on here?
Yeah. Past the hour.
Yeah.
Ruben Dias is an arrogant prick. I didn't think it was going to go from the fans into the players, but my God, Ruben Dias, stop being a prick. By the way, that's the way he's going to talk. And apparently, I did get told Pep absolutely blew one off him. No, that sounds weird. Pep absolutely ripped him one for that. Pep was not impressed with him afterwards. Pep did bollock him and say, we don't do that here. Which is quite right, because I thought it was beyond arrogance. Southampton can play how they want. And if they want to play an 11-man wall on the line, let them play an 11-man wall on the line. So it was up to them. It was up to them how to play it, and you saw what it meant to the fans. I honestly thought they were going to do a pitch invasion at the end. I've never seen a crowd be so excited over the 0-0 draw. I'm like, my God! I thought. No, I honestly thought the league title was coming out on the pitch the way they were celebrating. I'm like, you're going down, you dicks. What you doing?
Shameless.
But no, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We were total shite on Saturday. It was unacceptable. It was beyond it. It was nowhere near acceptable. Absolute crap from start to finish. The only one in attack for me who showed any impetus from the starting lineup, and some will disagree with this, that was Phil Foden. It was the only one trying to do anything. Everyone else was all over the shop. Rico Lewis, sorry, not for me. McAtee, not for me. Thought the midfield was slow. It was pedestrian. Erling Haaland, if you're not interested, mates, go back to go and sit on the bench. I thought his body language was woeful. Yeah, I understand his service wasn't great, but show me a bit of something, Haaland. His body language was so crap on Saturday. It was unreal. Honestly, Bevo, he stood there with his hands like by his side, sulking.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Just to go back to the comment about Ruben Dias, I get what he's saying. I really, really do. But look at the amount of times that Ruben Dias has come out in interviews and had the bollocks to come and step up to the media and have a little bit back. You remember, just as a one that sticks in my head. You go back to the time when we were playing Bayern Munich, I think it was, in the Champions League. And he said, they've got fast players. And he's like, well, we've got fast players too. Like, he's always been a staple of, like, he's not, when it comes to interviews, when it comes to how he performs on the pitch, off the pitch, the way that he deals with everything, like, he's always been like an absolute total professional about things, and he's always backed the club 100%. Now, Ruben Dias is and will forever, until he leaves the club, be my captain. The way that he commands, on the pitch and gets that defence in order. Like, it wasn't great what he said, but I think we need to. I think we need to give him the grace that we would give to Pep and to Haaland. If Haaland has a shocking performance, we all go, oh yeah, but he's done this. And the same with Pep. And I kind of feel like Ruben Dias is in that bracket. He's going to be the captain next season. He deserves to be the captain next season. The way that he's spoken about the club and held himself in interviews has always been absolutely like top class professional. But he did let himself down. But I think we need to move on from that now.
I think what it is, I think it was frustration. You could tell it was, but at the end of the day, though,
of course it was. He's a natural born winner. He wants to win.
end of the day, though, it's up to the players to put the ball back in the net. Because honestly, the amount of times that we wasted chances, or we just kept saying
You could in effect say he did his job. He kept a clean sheet.
No, he did his job, but that doesn't do the job at all.
Yeah,
I can't believe Bevo's throwing that one out. He kept a clean sheet. They didn't have a shot. Like, you could have took Edison off. Edison could have gone on a picnic. Edison could have gone on a picnic.
That's irrelevant. He's a defender. He's a centre back. His job is to keep a clean sheet.
Do you know where he was at weekend? He was alongside Haaland by the 75th minute. There was no need to be in defence.
He was in the back of a taxi with my jammer by the looks of things.
Even I can't happy clap that much, Bevo. Jesus.
No, I'm just saying, you look at every interview that he's given and the way that he's held himself. Do you remember? I forget which documentary it was, but there was a documentary a while ago when Ruben Dias come into the club. The club actually changed the way that they did training because of Ruben Dias set the standard. Do you remember that documentary where they said we've actually learned so much from him since he's come into the club because he always keeps himself in peak physical condition. You know, you can tell even if he has a bad game, which everyone's entitled to, he still gives his all in every game. And, you know, the interviews that he's had in the past, he's always been incredibly professional. And I think it was just a moment of madness, and we all get it. We all get a moment of madness from time to time.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. It was a moment. I agree. I'm not saying we hang him out to dry. I was very,
yeah.
Bevo,
I'm not saying you are, Mark.
I was foaming. No, I know you're not. I was foaming on Saturday night. Foaming. So everyone thinks I was sitting doing happy clapper. I came out of that stadium crying in anger. I was fuming Saturday night. I'm like, woken up at 5 a.m. for that shit. No thanks. Yeah. Kiss me ass on watching that. That was like watching back in League One standards. I'm like, no.
At least he's getting used to passing.
I'm like, you're better than that. You're better than that, mate. You know, 5 hours there, 5 hours back for that shit. No thanks. Yeah. I'll put up with a lot, but I'm not putting up with my time being wasted.
No, I don't blame you, mate. And
at the end of the day, you've got to support your fellow YouTubers, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? You've got to support your fellow YouTubers, and you've got to, you know, Ruben Dias is our colleague now.
Oh, God,
you know,
yeah.
We have to support him. We have to support him. If you've not been over this channel, like and subscribe. You know, do what you do here.
Oh, mate. Honestly, right. I mean, I'm not sure about you two, but do you want Diaz captain or Rodri captain? Rodri?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I want Rodri all day long. I want Rodri all day long, mate. Rodri all day long.
I wouldn't be against Rodri, but I kind of feel like with Rodri, he's already got a really, really influential, pivotal role in the club as it is. If you've seen how our last captains have performed when given the captaincy, it's a massive weight on your shoulders. And I feel like Rodri already has that massive weight on his shoulders in just the fact that he's Rodri and he's literally the machine of the team. I wouldn't want to add any more unnecessary pressure to him. Whereas I feel like with Ruben Dias, like I feel like you can give him. You look, Martin. As soon as Kyle Walker got made the captain, the decline was rapid. And I wouldn't want the same to happen to Rodri, especially when he is so influential in the team.
I don't think every player. I think everyone thinks because a player's a bit of a warrior and they throw their body in the way, that they suddenly become a good captain. It depends what you want in a captain.
It's how he speaks on the pitch.
No, but that's what I mean. For me, a captain for me has got to be a bit of everything. A good man manager, in terms of his peers and his teammates? Can he get them going? Because I think there's I think it's a weird one, and I'm sorry to sound so sort of romantic here and so cliche, but I always looked upon it as everyone on my team is a captain. I want everyone to be a captain. If somebody's on the floor or someone's looking a bit down, I want the nearest teammate to go up to him and go, "Come on, head up, let's get going." That's what I prefer. I know that's a little bit romantic and fairy dust and believe in fairies, but it is what it is. But yeah. But yeah, you two stop texting each other and get back to your show. What are you doing here? Texting each other in chat.
I'm on Twitter. I'm checking
He's
for
like that
latest news.
He's like that. He's like that. Yeah, Martin is a boring bastard. I totally agree with you.
I've just read some news now, and I want to give everyone a bombazzo. Like, this is like sirens. Like, right. So, according to a news source, a reliable news source, Wirtz was torn at the decision whether he wanted to come to City, but apparently the decision is now in favour of City because the swayer was he liked the Balti Pies. That's the swayer. He's 100% signing.
I'll tell you something. He didn't just have a chat with Pep today. I know.
Oh no, he was a chat with Calhoun as well.
Well, he's also had a chat with KDB and El Mago as well. El Mago's been on the case on this one as well.
That would be
was he?
That'd be awesome.
David Silva's been there.
Silva and KDB been having little chats with him. I'm like, come on, man, you know where you want to go. Because here's one fear. Why would he potentially?
If you want one player, right, to absolutely glaze Man City, just pass him the phone to Leroy Sané.
Well, no, is Sané going? Is that really?
Leroy Sané still got a flat in Manchester.
He's agreed a deal.
She's a City fan, so
yeah, he's agreed a deal. But he then got a new agent or something, and they've asked for a signing on bonus. And Bayern Munich are turning the face up at the signing on bonus. I don't know. It's all weird.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, right, if you isn't Wirtz a Kevin De Bruyne fan? Isn't that
massive?
He is.
That's the reason. Yeah. That's the reason he wears the number 17 shirt for Germany.
Hey, listen, Bevo may get his wish. You may wake up tomorrow and you get Rodrygo, Wirtz, and Reijnders, and then Gibbs White never comes, and everyone's happy bunny. Jesus,
I'm telling you, that is happening. The Morgan Gibbs news has gone quiet. I'm telling you.
He's like, don't want him. He's English, that English bum, get him out.
Listen, my head's fallen off. It's like Christmas here. I'm just enjoying the moment. Let me enjoy the moment. And let me
Bevo's buying a BMW, Porsche, Lamborghini, everything. Mercedes, he's getting them all out.
I've already got a BMW, mate. Don't worry about me. I'm living good.
Don't be giving me a Peugeot. I don't want none of that shit from Nottingham. Crap that.
Love that, yeah.
By the way, does anyone feel sorry for Nico Gonzalez at this point? Because he's sat there.
Oh yeah.
That's my spot, God.
Nah, fucking get gone.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Bye.
That was a brief 6 months.
Oh mate, honestly. Oh.
I've read that on a toilet door somewhere, Steve. Don't worry. He'll get it in a minute. He'll read it in a minute. Hey, listen. It's fun. We just gotta. No, we're not being linked with Chris Wood. No, there is no Chris Wood links.
City fans. Don't
You
get,
know,
don't get
I tell you,
started.
if you want me to go and support another club, sign Chris Wood.
We're so smart. It's like I'm now in a different way now, not like Coogan way, something else. The
I just
Forest
can't,
way.
Chris. Hey, my son would never ever live it down. He'd come after me every single day. And my son's a
would.
big bastard, as Luke saw the other day. He's a
Yeah,
big lad
he
for
is.
15. I ain't messing with him.
Yeah,
That
he is.
bollocks.
Well, I wouldn't
Yeah.
know, Martin, because I got stood up on my day.
Oh yeah, I heard about
What
that.
day?
You see it?
Yeah.
The Wolves game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he rings me, right? He messages me. What
Yeah,
what
yeah.
block are you in? What he doesn't realise is, I don't even know, the Etihad is now closed off at 3/4 of the section.
Yeah,
I'm going
it is.
They've closed 3/4 of it
I
off.
walked around to your entrance after the game and waited for you for 10 minutes in the freezing
Yeah, I
cold wearing nothing but shorts and a t-shirt, mate. And you stood me
Well,
up.
that's on you. Well, I did tell him. No, in all fairness, I tried meeting him in the ground, but he was on the other side. And you know where the tunnel club is? They blocked
Yeah.
access off through now. They now have a security guard there going, no, you're not allowed through if you're not sat in this area. That's why Daps had to, honestly, in the Etihad, to get from level to level or to get any other part of the stadium is a nightmare now. They don't let you move anywhere. I don't know why. But no, I had no signal. My signal dropped because I was in the orange car.
It's terrible in Etihad. It was terrible in Etihad.
Yeah, so I do apologise, Bevo.
No?
Wait, next time you go in, let me know the day before, and we'll meet up the day before.
His face.
No, we'll meet up. We'll meet up.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
sounds good, mate. It sounds good. I'll definitely be going next season. I'm probably not going to make the last home game, but I'll definitely be there.
Well, look, next time Bevo goes, I'll go well. So we'll be right. Oh, you know what?
But no, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to drop now, lads. So you enjoy your evening. Great show. Smash those likes. Show them a lot of love. Show it around. Do I think we'll sign both Wirtz and Reijnders? I think Reijnders we sign 100%. Wirtz, I'm still 50-50. With Wirtz now, I'm at the stage where I need to see it to believe it. There's been too many twists and turns in this Wirtz stuff to even. I think it's a positive sign today, especially bringing his parents over. I think that's a massive sign. I hope it happens, because if we can get Wirtz, we can get Reijnders. I still think Gibbs White will still come. I still think he'll want him, because that was the update I always had was it was Wirtz and Gibbs White. They were after 3 midfielders. Now it could be Reijnders, Wirtz, and Gibbs White. I would love Rodrygo on the top, just to absolutely boil the piss all over the world of football for the next 6 months.
See, Martin, you're on my wavelength now.
I do it to boil piss. I do it to boil piss.
I love it.
Because it would shove 115 right up everyone's arsehole.
Oh, yeah, massively.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. with Blues Down Under, Thursday and Friday. We're back to normal. So, big up all. Take care and show everyone a lot of love. Take care.
See you later, Mark.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, man. See you soon. All those people, if you haven't already, subscribe back anyway. I'm sure all of you have anyway. But go give them a lot of love. Great channel, great podcast. Great himself.
And great,
a laugh
great,
as always.
Great bloke. Even if he does stand you up, he's a good bloke.
Yeah. You won't let them go that one, are you?
No, I won't let him live it down. I'll make him feel bad.
Right, you know what? Enough about Wirtz for the moment. We'll do a little Wirtz chat towards the end, but it's about Reijnders, because he deserves his own chat as well. Because I've been watching a lot of Reijnders recently, to sort of, as a scout on to sort of see how he's. The fact that Milan are in Europe this year, next season, because how bad they've been, he'd be perfect for us, man.
He's ninth in Serie A, aren't they?
Ninth, yeah, and not even Conference League next year for them. Mate, even David Hernandez is there available for us right now as well. I'm not sure we'll get, but Milan right now.
double whammy. Let's go for it. Let's go full 115 and make it 215. Let's go and get Teo Hernandez as well. Let's do it.
Leao, no, you stay there. I don't want you. I don't want you.
No,
Stay there.
you can stay. You can stay.
Yeah, boil the fucking the Darsh, exactly, mate. Exactly, Darsh.
Just
That's what we all want.
Leao for me is just a Portuguese Wilfried Zaha.
Which, by the way, Zaha's better than him. By the way, Zaha's better than him.
Yeah,
Zaha's better. So, see, the thing is, right? Look, I don't mind his as a squad player. I think he would offer something different. And I watched him against was it Leicester on the weekend? He actually looked like a good goal and good assist. So he's not necessarily a bad player.
Gibbs right is I think the problem with it is the fact that we need English players in the door or homegrown players in the door, and because we are borderline. Now we are so, especially imagine if we go and sign Reijnders and Rodrygo and Wirtz. You know, we are like very, very close to being borderline.
Exactly. House captain, Costa, Cambia, Ryan, Wirtz, Rodrygo, and one or two more.
You're going to have to go for someone like a Livramento just for homegrown talent. You have to.
Yeah, but I think Reijnders, to me, right, he offers so much more energy in the midfield. That's something we've lacked all season. A midfielder who's got the legs around behind him to go running back. How about defensively and also going forward as well. And also as well, he's like what, 26 years old. He's a good age where he's still obviously he isn't at his prime yet, but he's getting towards those prime years. I'm gonna get the best of him. I think he's got experience for a good European team as well, Milan. But yeah, it doesn't matter with England right now. In Europe, recently, he's maybe that against Madrid, but the ones that won like 3 or 4-1 against them in the group stages this season. He's a great player, and I think he'd be perfect for us right now. And I think the fact that Doku was talked about, and Martin mentioned it there, gives me a reason to think we're letting Doku go. Rodrygo. By the way,
it makes total sense. And when you look at it, right, you could probably even though he's been underwhelming, you could probably still get like 40 million for Doku. You could still probably, I reckon, he's still young. He's not, he's what, 22, 21?
22, yeah, but he's still young, but mate, the issue with Doku, right?
Yeah, but you put Doku in the Italian league or La Liga, he cooks
easily. Yeah, he does.
So there will be teams that will go for him, and big name teams as well. So you'll get 40 million for him. So if you get him in for 40 million, you're only really paying 40 million for Rodrygo, really.
Yeah. And mate, Rodrygo is all right. He offers more ability, finishing.
Oh, so much more.
Look, for me, right, Savino for me has.
He's not about a 4-time Champions League winner, are he?
Yeah, but mate, Savino for me is a much better player than Doku is. I've always said, is Savino a perfect player? No, but he isn't meant to be. He's 21 years old. He's got much more of a career ahead of him. He has a dribbling behind him and a pass behind him. Shooting isn't there yet, as we all know, needs to improve on. But again, having Rodrygo with him gives him that experienced player to help him with that, and that players around him will help. I think a better team around him, by the way, gets more out of him. Is what we need. We need more out of Savino. I think that's why I think the fans are more happy to give Savino the time he needs, because we've seen enough of him in a shit team. So you know what, has been great, but you've got a bit about you to say in a team you'd be even better. So I'm looking forward to seeing him next season, definitely. But this is what I mean, though. Yeah, exactly, Hong. Florian Wirtz, Metcalf. Yeah, apparently, by the way, bro, Metcalf's doing apparently.
Yeah, well, I said that before. I didn't know he met David Silva, though.
No, mate, that's huge. Silva
That's
and
massive.
Bruyne, both. Mate, you got the. Well, look, for me, right, it's Kev, but David Silva.
They're pulling out all the stops. They're bringing over David Silva back from Spain to to meet Florian Wirtz. Like, if you're telling me that they I mean, if look at it this way, right? If I was Florian Wirtz, yeah, and I turned up at the Etihad or the campus or wherever it is that they met, and I see David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne there, I'm thinking, Christ, they pulled out all the stops to try and get me. They clearly want me here.
Yeah.
And that'd make you feel good in itself. And then all you have to do is talk to past players, even players that have left City. Julian Alvarez, people like that. None of them have a bad word to say about City. They always say you get looked after. It wouldn't surprise me if Gundogan's been on the blower to him as well. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. And I'm not being funny. We bought Gundogan a house when he moved to Barcelona because they kept him shacked up in a hotel. We bought one of our ex-players. Well, we didn't buy it for him. We helped him with the sale, so he could get a house in Barcelona. Like, what club does that for their ex-players? Like, I can't name any.
It's why for me, right? I mean, look, I think last week, right, as Martin said earlier on as well, for me, it's all about the game on Saturday. I know it sounds a bit mammy saying it after all that news, but obviously news is important to talk about. But we have 3 games to go right now. When the 3 games are done, then we're fully on the transfer hype train, fully. But I think for me, get top 4, 5 done. Bournemouth, get that win. Fulham, get that win. Get the results secured. Don't play on Saturday. Put Marmoush and Haaland together. Say, right, you two are playing together. Kev can play on the bench or down again. I think in the final, don't start Kev. Don't on the bench for me. Look, I love Kev. We all love Kev, but I watched him on Saturday, mate, and it hurt me. This guy I used to watch, mate, all the time, and I used to think he was magical. And look, the guy is still a very, very good player, mate, but he ain't the player he used to be.
He's clocked off, mate. He's clocked off. Yeah. He's already thinking about his next club.
I can't blame him.
I'm telling you.
I can't blame him. I really can't. Like, he's, but I'm sure the final will want to help us.
This isn't him being. But just to add, this, if that is the case, this isn't him being bitter or sour to the club. It's a natural human reaction. If you know that you're leaving in a few weeks, like, naturally, you're going to be thinking about the future, not what's for the here and now. That's just natural.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? Let's also have a chat about Rodrygo as well, because I think it's not necessarily like right now in the news by the sources, but it's worth discussing Rodrygo's situation right now because it's very weird right now how Madrid are treating him. I know I've got the 3 main players, but I'll Dash as well. But I bet Big Dash obviously just joined. Dash, obviously Reijnders and Wirtz obviously are the 2 main players that will obviously play with other targets as well. But how do you feel about Rodrygo? Is that an option, or do you think that's not quite an option yet?
Yeah. First of all, big up everyone on the panel. Big up champ. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good day. I mean, this sunshine outside is, well, it's a bit annoying for me because it's beaming on my forehead for so long. It's actually quite refreshing to see the sunlight. So, yeah. You asked me about the likes of Rodrygo, Reijnders, Wirtz. I mean, Rodrygo will be on everyone's list. Let's be real. It's not just a City thing. It's a Arsenal thing. It's a United thing. It's a Liverpool thing. Not definitely not Spurs. That's for sure. Chelsea, Bayern Munich, maybe Inter if they ever had the cash up. Everyone would have won him, but what I think right now with Rodrygo, is I think he's unhappy at Real Madrid because as of now he's a scapegoat of that football club. Because whenever Vinicius Junior fails, when Mbappe fails, when Jude Bellingham not hitting it, he is a major scapegoat as of now. And I think with Rodrygo, I think he's had enough. Because let's look at it. Xabi Alonso comes into the club, and we hear reports that he loves Rodrygo there, especially in the 10. He's going to play him in the 10 more likely. And then he'll try to prioritize Mbappe and Vinny up top. And then Rodrygo might be shifted somewhere else instead of right wing because his system doesn't usually use right wingers. Never use insider wingers going into 10 or 8 position, but he doesn't use right wingers. So what's the next options for Rodrygo? What, left wing back? He ain't gonna do left wing back. He will. He would rather be on the bench instead of go over. So I can see him leaving. I can definitely see him
Yeah.
leaving.
I think for me though, mate, I think because at the moment with all this news right now, I mean today's been mad, it's been a mad day about how much been coming out. Like this morning was crazy, afternoon breaking news. Like it's only Tuesday, it's even by the end of the season. We're getting breaking news stuff today. But it's mad how it went from like that to then nothing last week. Like it was pretty much dead last week, but no new stuff here and there. Like I mean, it's why I'm not getting carried away yet about anything yet because I'm sure like the other as well. We're all just kind of just, we're happy what we're hearing, but obviously it's not guaranteed here we go confirmed yet on any of the moves yet. Until we get that, then we can obviously celebrate. But it's great signs that he and Anna have obviously thought, right, these deals obviously need obviously, and especially to do that game on Saturday as well, how bad we were on Saturday. The score is upgraded massively. I think it's essential that we get these players in through the door ASAP if we want to be competing next year.
I mean, people forget, like, this squad needs a major overhaul, and also, we're going to have to move on a lot of players, because one, they're on high wages, two, we don't know if they have aspirations elsewhere, and three, they may not want to be a bench player as much anymore, so they have to be moved on, and they're, not to sound ageist or anything, but a bit old, and they don't have the legs anymore to keep on going. That's fine because that's what happens to players along their careers. They all think they're going 400 miles per hour and they hit a stump, and they know as time goes on, it's actually time to go. And it's the thing.
Sorry, bro. By the way, Seattle put out a tweet just now. Man City will listen to offers for Ilkay Gundogan this summer, despite his recent contract extension, and the player will stay for another year.
See you later, good
I mean,
memories.
It's like, welcome back. Bye.
No, I'm sorry. This season has been utter shite. Like, you need the dead wood out of the club. Like, great, thanks for everything you've done, but you're honestly a liability. See you later.
Can I say something? Yeah.
You've got to be harsh.
Can I say something?
Go on.
Yeah. I can reveal this a bit, just a little bit of sprinkles. It's not apparent yet in November time when you hear Saudi officials, you hear Turkish officials. By I mean Turkish officials, I mean Istanbul, Bakshir, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce coming to the Etihad for all of a sudden you talk about competition Gundogan. So
Yeah.
it definitely been briefed here about a potential move elsewhere. So it's not a surprise for me Gundogan going and Kovacic. So it's not really a surprise. I think
It's ruthless. It says.
And that's where Beyonder comes in, because Beyonder's is going to be the one with the cold heart coming to this window. Because unlike Tiki and Pep, he has no affiliation with these players. Maybe some of the Portuguese ones, maybe like a Silva, for example, or Diaz. But he has no affiliation to any of those other players. He will just say, all right, then we're going to make the numbers in, ship in some homegrown players, some non-homegrown players as well. And then we'll see what we make it about, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whichever it is, because we don't know. We don't know what they're planning. Listen, right now, they could have been told, oh, Rodrygo's going to be in and Wirtz is off. You never know. It's like, and even with some of these news outlets, I'll be honest with you, mate. Do you really think City, are giving Fabrizio that info? We're not giving Fabrizio that info. Probably not Jack Gordon. Probably not Sam Lee, because after the 115 and the Gavardia, what's it called, that deal that nearly collapsed. We don't trust some of these journalists anymore. We don't care about them. So probably give it to someone like a Sacha Tavarieri, who, by the way, is a top Belgian journalist. Now, I don't even know how he got hands on that news, to be fair to you.
Yeah. Me, mate, and I'm sure Bevan will agree about Romano for me has become someone now where he's become a celebrity journalist, where his here we go thing. I'm like, oh, they're wrong. Like, we're all guilty of it. He says here we go, we believe it. But the Cavallo deal, as we know, like that almost went through the window because he announced
He's
it.
he's still the goat of journalists, though. Like he always will.
Better than most of them.
Like
Better than most of them.
you know, as soon as he said those three magical words, a player signed. Like
it's happened, but I don't care. Fair enough.
Like Fabrizio, when it comes to Wirtz, just please tell me those three magical words.
If we sit here go confirmed on Wirtz, mate, I think the whole fan base is gonna fucking joint. I'm not gonna say the word because I'm not on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah. Well, I'm not saying the word. I'm not gonna ask council just yet, but you know, it's,
but yeah, he's top.
Like, look for me, no, and well, Ornstein as well. Ornstein, that at times can be obviously very much, whatever you think of him, but Ornstein reminds me of, like, right, if they say something about it that's worth listening to, it's worth actually treating it as proper facts right now. Because I think with me, right, I think the Wirtz thing right now, I'm at the point where, like, look, there's obviously stuff going on. It's great to see, but if Wirtz says well, I wants to go, we're still unsure. And that's going to be something that they have to remember, because in the day, right, I can here. They've obviously gone to him. They've obviously, obviously chat with him. Let the club talk to him. We can there. So it's now down to whether or not he wants to join or not. That's where I'm at there. But just happy for once that we're actually just, and see exactly. That's where I'm at as well. It's until it's done, it's done. All we hear is what we hear, which is great. He said to me as well about anything. It's pinch of salt. So until things are on.
Oh, yeah.
The other day, right,
exactly.
We only know what we know. It doesn't mean we know what's going on fishy a bit behind the scenes or in the rooms. No, nothing about that. But it's until we're told otherwise, it's just carry on. But it's nice to feel good about it because think, rather than being negative and so low about it, or one thing, what actually feels good. It feels good to have a bit of positivity in the base for the first time in a long time this season. It's just been nice.
Yeah. I mean, Luke, it's actually weird, because after that draw against Southampton, we all melted down. And the City media know this. The people inside the club knew this, and they probably put that out. Probably not as PR, but probably something to just change the mood a bit. Because let's just say we won against Southampton, yeah? Will all of this be coming out?
Yeah, Steve, by the way, mate. Take care, man. I'll see you soon, man. Right?
Nice to see you, mate.
See you soon.
Yeah.
We're going, Dash.
Yeah, like I said, after that Southampton result, most of us here were just so dejected. And the club knew this. So, I'm not saying they were sprinting out some PR, but they knew they had to put something else here to get the mood a bit up again. And let's just say if we won against Southampton, would all this be coming out? Because I don't think it would have came out. Maybe after the FA Cup final, depending on the result, etc., or maybe the last of the season. But I'm surprised that they put all of this out now.
Yeah, but I think that from now on, but next Sunday is the last game of the season. The focus should now be on the cup final and the Bruyne's last few games at City. Right, look, I know if we get news, talk about it. I'm doing right now. But if we get nothing else, to speculate, focus on the season at hand. When the season's done, carry on. Feel free to speculate what you want. But as games that are important right now to our season, these games are huge, mate. At the side of season, overall score, it's low right now. But if we get a cup and at least a guarantee place the Champions League next year, it's a lot better than what it could be right now. So that's where I'm at right with it all. I mean, I feel good about it all, and I'm looking forward to to seeing what our plans are going to be this summer. And obviously, whoever goes. I'm at the point now where look, at the end of the day, right, the squad hasn't remained very well the last couple of years. We've got to get it right, and being ruthless is the way to go for me. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, exactly. Remember, it's Kevin De Bruyne's last ever cup final for Manchester City Football Club. This is the banner's been. I think it's been dispatched today to Wembley Stadium. I think, or they're prepping or something.
I can't wait to see it. Trying to see it where it's out there. I hope he puts in one last performance, mate. You know, the rest of his powers he has up left, he saves it for that final. He absolutely Palace. Him and Haaland, one last dance, win that other cup. One
It
last
would be
go.
more even better. Imagine, yeah, on the D, yeah, like 93rd minute, 0-0, kind of going on the D, yeah. You get the ball, skips by, I don't know, Mateta or Wharton, yeah, and he just slides it sort of bottom left, yeah. Imagine the fucking rules around the stadium is going to pop off.
Oh, mate, imagine the roar from the fans, right? Especially home and also there. If the Bruins got the winning goal in the cup final.
Man, I'm telling you, health and safety, man. Them stewards are going to get destroyed, you know. The concourse will burst out, man. The top tier, yeah, of Wembley, yeah, like there's no top tier anymore, man. It's all crushed because of that emotional for him.
For me now, like I wanna give De Bruyne that send off that he deserves. That was a goal, but I don't blame him for that. It's the injuries that got to him, and also his age. It's starting to show now. But what we can do is give him that send off that he deserves. Give him that real, like, you know what? At the end of the day, Kev, you are for me. Look, everyone's opinion on who the best player at City is, but for me, he's best ever. I've seen. I know. Obviously, I haven't seen Colin Bell. I haven't seen. You know, I've seen David Silva. So I think David Silva. He's top two for me, David Silva. But I haven't seen Colin Bell. But what Kevin De Bruyne's done for his club is exceptional. It's something that I think even Wirtz would struggle to do what Kevin De Bruyne's done. But even if he will, no.
The thing is, people are so obsessed with like the word replacement. You'll never replace Aguero. You know, Pep said it himself. You know, we cannot replace him. You know, we haven't replaced Aguero. Haaland is a completely different player, and you know, a great player in his own right, but he'll never be Sergio Aguero. Same with David Silva. You know, we'll never replace David Silva. We'll never, these are few players which you see in a lifetime, and you feel lucky that you can say that you've watched them. You know, you put in these players in the elite bracket. You know, you're talking the Henrys of this world. You know, the Sergio Agueros, the David Silvas. You know, the R9s. You're talking about players, Ronaldinho's. You're talking about players that you'll never ever see again. And Kevin De Bruyne cannot and will not be replaced. Wirtz needs to come in with that mentality of rather than trying to start where Kev left off and continue down the path of Kev. He needs to create his own history. You know, he needs to set his own standards. He shouldn't be looking at Kevin De Bruyne as the man to emulate, because if you're emulating other players, like you'll never ever succeed. You need to set your own. You need to create your own history and write your own. You know, write your own future. Like you'll never be replaced. But that's not to say that Wirtz can't come in and do great things either. No,
exactly, and I agree with that. And look, Joe, what? While we're on the top of it, let's have a chat about the cup final now, because obviously I'm busy this week anyway. I'm going to the game on Saturday anyway, so it'd be good to get a preview in now, a bit early, but we'll do it now to give our sort of our thoughts on the Palace Saturday. For me, the game Saturday will not be easy at all. Everything that is going to be a walkover, like Watford, are idiots. Palace are a good team. Palace will be up for it. Palace have a reason to want to prove everyone wrong. Eze, Mateta, Ismail Assar, Walton, they have Mitchell. They have a fantastic squad of players that can do us damage if we're not careful. And
don't forget
the game on Saturday. Go on. Yep.
Don't forget Oliver Glasner after that, what's it called, that 5-2 loss. What he said in that interview. Yeah. They're expecting us in the final, and he was right. So he's definitely got a surprise for us in that final, man. and we got to be on it. So yeah, go on, Luke. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, but I just feel like for me, on Saturday, Pep needs to play the tried and tested team that's worked recently. Don't muck about. Don't do anything stupid. Just play the players that are on form right now. For me, Marmoush should start on that final. There should be no questions about it. It was like he came on Saturday, hit the bar, one of our best attacking players by the end of the game.
I don't want to see anything other than Ederson in goal, a back four of Nunes. Now, I never thought I'd say that, by the way. Nunes, Diaz, Rodrygo, and O'Reilly. I don't want to see anything other than the midfield that we've been playing, as old and as leggy as they are. I don't want to see anything different than what's been working. You need Phil Foden might have had a semi-decent game the other day. He still needs to be on the bench. Kevin De Bruyne needs to be on the bench. You need to play the players that are actually doing it for us right now. And I feel like with that Southampton game, I feel like it, for me, it was, we can win with the players that we put out, and we can still afford to give Mamouche and Nico O'Reilly a rest. Like that's the way that I saw it. It was complacency, and we got turned over because of it. We need to be going out there with the best team. Not necessarily the best team on paper, but the best team that's performing right now. And you're totally right. Totally right.
Alan will never love Nunes captain. Real here. I mean, if I saw Bever back in November, you were going to like Nunes at right back. You'd be like, "You fucking high." I know you would. Never in a million years would I ever thought that I'd say that I want to see Nunes at right back again. Never. But he's cooked there recently. He's been brilliant at right back.
Granted, it's not sustainable moving forward into next season, but if it'll get us over the line this season, then I'm happy to take it.
Yeah. And
but day Nunes, Alan likes Nunes, yeah. The day he likes Nunes, we just send to an institution, like some mental hospital, man, because he's been on that Nunes hate train, man, for the last 8-9 months.
For a long time, he has been.
And listen, fair play to him. Yeah, I like a stubborn person with that determination. You can just rate that any day of the week, yeah, but when it happens, we gotta get into the institution.
I'm gonna be real here now. I'll ask you as well. I'll ask both of you as well, right? Rodrygo's also been training recently. Could he make the bench final? He wasn't there. He wasn't like a Southampton. I don't think he will. He'll
travel down with the team.
Yeah,
but he won't be part of the squad. I wouldn't even imagine you'd see him on the bench.
I think it's too early for him right now. It's too early. I
don't know. I wouldn't even say it was too early. I just feel like, why would you risk him now when we've got a competition in the summer which could potentially bring us in 120 million quid? Like, don't get me wrong, I want to win the FA Cup, but I kind of want to win 120 million quid as well. So,
yeah,
like, I'd be saving him for this. I'd be saving him for the summer. Maybe give him some minutes against Fulham, last game of the season, if we've managed to secure Champions League football by then. Because don't forget as well, he's been out. He might have been training, but he hasn't had actual match game fitness. For a long time. He comes on that pitch, he's not going to be the Rodri of old. Like, it's going to take him a while to build back up the momentum. Like, he's not. People are expecting, because he's the Ballon d'Or winner, that he's just going to come in and hit the ground running like he's never been away. Like, that's just not going to happen. It's going to take him maybe 3, 4, 5 games to get back into the swing of things. Not to say that he's not ever going to return to those levels again, because I think he's got it in him to do that. But to say that he's going to come back and he's going to save the season. He's going to work a miracle, and he's going to be like he's never been away. Like that. That's just not going to happen. As much as I'd like it to, it's just not.
He will go back to levels again. He will. I think he will at some point, but I think it's way too early to assume that. And we need to give him time to get back to because I was going to say people forget as well. Wirtz had ACL injury as well. Was it 18-19? Now Wirtz, people have to forget that about Wirtz. I remember when it happened. It was like, oh shit! It was a massive injury at the time as well. Obviously, he came back. Obviously, it's got a bit better recently. But when you have an ACL injury, it leaves a weakness in your legs as well after that. It does, because obviously you've had that big injury, that trauma on your body, and it can leave a scar. Now, I'm not saying it ruins the player, but I think Rodrygo will be okay. But it's all about managing them. And this is where Echeverri and players like that and Nico Gonzalez are in the squad for that reason, to help them out. So it's not just the Rodrygo per game. We've got Echeverri there, to...
I think this whole Nico Gonzalez thing is weird, man. Like we signed him, and he wasn't cheap. He wasn't like a £20 million player. He was quite expensive, and for whatever reason, he's just not getting played. Whenever he plays, he seems to do all right. Like he seems to do quite well, but he'll come in, play a game, and then he'll go missing for about 6 games. Like it's weird. I just don't get it.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Yeah,
I know. It's a weird one.
Like Kusanov, yeah, like I get the whole he played because he needed to play. And, it was basically like, what play, have you got legs and can you stand up? Right, you go in a centre back. But at the same time, like, he did really, really well considering the team that he was up against. In that time frame, he came up against Newcastle, he came up against Real Madrid. These aren't easy games that he was playing in. And he did really, really well. And since then, he's just like fallen off a cliff, like never to be seen again. It's weird. But you've got 33, 34, 35-year-old players that are getting into the first team like every week. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah. Big up Liverpool. Cheers. The thing is, right? The thing is, like, I mean, Echeverri, right? I mean, I think we'll see Echeverri in the summer. I'm not thinking now he'll play. Look, he's obviously in the squad, and people. Look, the thing is, you just realize with Visual Hayes and Echeverri, right? Fact is, Pep wanted him in the squad for a reason, and get him ready to go for the new season. I think Echeverri for me will be a big squad player. I think the fact that people are like, oh no.
As soon as I found out that we were going to sign him, I did a lot of. I didn't tell people, but like I did a lot of like watch-alongs myself and watched him at River Plate, and then I watched him in the that under-20s competition that was on YouTube. And honestly, like this kid is a real techie baller. Like he was the player of the tournament by far. Like he looked levels above everyone else. Like, and there were some good young players in that tournament, but he just looked like a whole different class of player. And I think Pep. I said this on LB stream the other day when we did the panel show. Like, I think that Pep has actually done the right thing with him. He's allowed him to integrate into the team properly. He's come from living in South America over to England and Manchester, and it's a massive cultural change anyway. And, everything's different. The time zone's different for a start. The weather's different. The culture's massively different. And he's just allowed him to integrate himself into the team, get himself, used to the players and the standards. And I just feel like that he's doing it the right way. And I think come next season, he will have been with us for nearly 6 months by the time he's come in. You know, from when he came in January to the start of the new season, you're talking what, 6 months plus? Like,
But like, yeah.
so you know, he's come in. He will have had 6 months with the team. He should be raring to go as of next season. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw a lot of him next season.
Yeah, and this is what I mean, right? This is what I mean. Oh, but Wirtz will be a big side obviously if he does coming in. The thing, Echeverry's like 19, mate. He's got many years ahead of him at sort of level. We've got, and also remember as well, and Dash as well in streams before in the past. His injuries he's had, obviously, while at Argentina, obviously, and playing a lot of games over in South America. He needed that time to recover and get himself back to full fitness again. And by the time he plays for us, mate, he'll be looking good and ready to go. I can't wait to see him.
That's to an auto, I do. What a baller he is.
Now, Bernardo, he will be a baller. I mean, I imagine that's probably a that we'll look at if you know.
What I like about these players from River Plate, and you know, we saw it with Julian Alvarez. They are so versatile. You know, you brought in Julian Alvarez. You know, you could play him as a striker, you could play him as a 10, you could play him as a false 9. You know, you could play him off the left. You know, the same with Echeverry. You can play him as a 10. You can play him off the left. You could probably even play him off the right. And the same with this Mascherano. You know, you can play him in the mid. You can play him off the wing. Like, Pep loves those type of players, and they're so versatile. You can literally put them anywhere across the front three, and they will do well. Or even the front six, really.
Big up Toxin, mate. I imagine people are coming over from LB streamers now. He's done with Wirtz and Hughes. A big up anything over from there right now. But yeah, it's I mean, like it's why for me, I'm this season's been a terrible one. I know that it's been shit. I'm not pretending it hasn't been, but I think I'm feeling a lot more confident and positive about the next season because the fact that actually a lot more intent to want to improve. And I think though it's important to win on Saturday. I think we have to win because if we lose, I'm not saying it ruins the summer, but it ruins the vibes of everything. It makes the season just compounds it into one big more of a mess. It needs to be a win to reboost the levels again, boost the fan base back again, because then that way we can get back to a much more positive way of being, because I think this season we have to know it ourselves in the streams. It's been negative as hell. The fans always been the
well, by the way.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'm not sure if he's ready to leave. But obviously, if he has been up to him, if he hasn't, no worries. Obviously, it is what it is. But no, I'm really excited for next season. I think the squad depth can be great. I'm just looking forward to just what's to come. But for the moment, for myself, I'm sure you guys are the same. I want to focus right now on the final Saturday. I mean, I'll ask you both yourselves, right? How do you feel going into that game yourselves right now? Just I'll start with Dash first. Go on, Dash.
I mean, with Palace, it's actually going to be quite difficult in that aspect. The fact that obviously got Wharton, you got that Phillips guy, not Phillips, I forgot his name, Will Hughes. Obviously, he looks fucking 55, but he can fucking run around the midfield, that's for sure. With Wharton, he'll be able to make some good P&B movements around the midfield. So our passing can't be more intricate in that sense. I think they got Tyreek Mitchell and Nathaniel Klein on the defensive flank, so it depends on what you go with. I mean, like Bevel said, stick to the same plans that we had. Put Doc on the bench just in case. And if you want to put a Savino or Momamush on the left, or maybe even in the worst case, a Silver, go ahead. But it's got to be intricate passing for me that wins the game. It's something like a Boris, if you remember, where we we passed it on so well, yeah. We got the press so well. We were comfortable midfield, Jack Grealish and Gruber Lewis as alternating 10s, yeah, got into space, etc. And maybe we were a bit toothless in that first half, but we could see definitely that we were comfortable with it. and that we didn't get
Yeah.
caused that much trouble into the second half itself. So I think something similar to that in Wembley. But however,
Yeah.
this time we can't bank on them not being clinical because yes, Gibbs White had not the best chances to finish it, but Mateta, Eze, Sarr, they will finish off chances that he had at Wembley. So we gotta be careful.
No. It's going to be all about taking our chances. Obviously, Saturday was a bad example of taking our chances, obviously, and it's been an issue for us all season. You know, well, yeah, I think not well. Start season was a lot better, but recently it's been terrible when it comes to it's been one of our weaknesses that we had quite suffer a lot with recently. But for me, I want to get back to being ruthless again, back to taking our chance, back to being feared again. I know obviously it'll be a while before that again, but I want to get back to we're just taking our chances again, ensuring that we get the win. Because I mean, Palace will have chances themselves on Saturday. They will, and we got to make sure that Hart's on it. So is Marmoush. Whoever plays has to be on it. It needs to be the right performance to get over the line, and that's what I want to see. If I was going for mission right now, I'd say 3-1 City, maybe 2-1 at the moment, depending on. But I'm at that point where I generally feel like it'll be it'll be a very close game, but I'm going 3-1. That's right.
Question for you guys, and also for the chat as well. Would you start Haaland?
That's what I've been thinking about.
I wouldn't.
But it's just.
I'm going to probably say something controversial now that probably a lot of people aren't going to like. When at the moment, and I'm not bearing in mind, I'm not saying that Haaland, isn't a massive contributor to the team's success. He really is. He's the best number 9 in world football. But when you haven't got players that can give him the service, because of the way that he plays football, he's not someone that drops deep and can pass around and play around in a low block. He's not someone that, is exceptional at dribbling. I almost feel like when you play Haaland, when you haven't got the players around him to give him the service, it's kind of like you lose a player in that team because, like, he's just a bit of a ghost. Like, and that's not Haaland's fault. That's everyone around him that's not giving him the service. Yeah. I feel like when you're playing like a Mamouche or someone like that can sort of be essentially kind of like a false 9, you don't necessarily lose a player because you've got a player there that can dribble, that can play around a low block, that can make intricate little passes and movements. I just kind of feel like with Haaland, like when you haven't got players that can give him that service, like you do lose a player. It's like you almost go down to 10 men. So for me, I probably wouldn't start him.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
So a big FD, by the way. I'm going Wembley as well. So I'll be having a good daily brother, mate. Sure, be a good one either way. But everyone going down there has a good time. But go on, Dash, go on.
Yeah, I mean, this entire system, what it relies upon is conservatism a lot more. Because that's why we stopped leaking as much goals, because the back line is obviously the pivot that we have. It stops goals and it creates less chances for us. That's when we have someone like Mamouche who can create for himself. It makes a lot more sense to start him over Haaland. With Haaland, yeah, and this is why we go back to obviously some part of last year, even though Kev was out, and more of treble year. You've got Kroos on the flanks, you've got Kroos in the middle. Hell, when Cancelo was there, you got Kroos at fullbacks. So that made sense for him to start. Yeah. Right now we don't have that. We've got players here that want to exploit space for now, and for someone to take that responsibility outside the box mainly. And especially we don't have Jack Grealish on the side, because Jack Grealish, he pulls up 2-3 defenders, Haaland to exploit that space, which is very much elite at. and that's how he gets most of his goals. Right now, with a team of what Silva and what Mamouche on the left, who's not going to play that ball, it doesn't make sense. It's
Yeah.
this system goes against Holland in every single sense, and even with Doku, I know Doku's been a what's it called, match winner recently, etc. But this system doesn't suit Doku because you know why? He's not that technical. The same with Haaland. He's not as technical, and we've got Haaland and Doku who have both of the same set of in terms of they want to look in for balls and behind or passes and behind more like they're not going to work in one system together, especially this one. It needs a hybrid of players that can do different instructions. Haaland and Doku, they don't have that. Now Savio has it, but unfortunately Savio, he's lost a lot of confidence recently. Because one, he's not starting, two, he understands the shooting is not that great, so he has to improve on that. And then you're going to benefit much out of that player too, so yeah, that's why I see it. Don't start Haaland. If you want to bring him on for the last, 15, 20 minutes to close off a game, go ahead. Because he will ram into defenders like Guay, etc. He will do that. He will really do that anyway. But for me, knockout final, bring on Mamouche, same lineup as before the Southampton game, and yeah, we'll see what happens then.
Yeah. No, I agree on that one. Right. This is quite embarrassing. How do you actually do it? I'm not sure whether it's possible. How do you do a poll on this? I don't know. This is because that sounds mad. I should know this, but I'm not sure how you do polls on Yard because I'm not sure. Like, is there a way of doing it that I'm not aware of? I want to do a poll so people can sort of have their say. I can't seem to.
I don't know either. Someone help him out.
Yeah, hold on.
We'll
Hold
end.
on. I'll go to YouTube app on quickly. This is the most. Yeah, let's say this is actually I'm not professional here. I'm just someone winging it to go along. Winging it to go along. So trust me, I'll get the hang of it eventually. Right, hold on.
We're learning at Nunes.
If you go on to YouTube and go on to the account, you'll be able to create,
Right. Okay.
providing that you're logged in on YouTube with the same account that you're streaming from.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now, but it's weird. It doesn't let me do it for some reason. It's really weird. Right. Joe, what? For next time, I'll learn to do it because I always will be sat here trying to do it for like 10 minutes. I need to, I'll work out for next time. I'll try and incorporate polls going forward into the actual streams going forward. But again, people, I'm not professional at this. I need to learn how to do everything still. Even over a year of doing streams now, but yeah. But Joe, what? Leave it in the chat. Haaland start yes or Haaland start no. Just put yes or no in the chat, and then we'll go off that. But for me, I would start him. From what I saw on Saturday, yes, didn't really serve this fine, but still expect a lot more from a striker like him to do a lot more in the game, to ask for the ball, demand for it, and push forward. Like, do it. We've seen enough time for us in the past. He's just come back from injury, but you've got 3 centre backs on you on Saturday, putting pressure on you and trying to stop if you can get them to goal in a low block. Why don't you try to come out for the ball and receive it and out on the turn try to have a shot? That's what I would have done as a striker.
That's what I was going. That's what I was alluding to before. If he gets a clear chance on goal, 9 times out of 10 he's putting the ball in the back of the net. He's the best number 9 in world football, and his numbers have shown that and have proven that. But I feel like with the way that we're set up at the moment, and the fact that this isn't just like anything new. This has been all season. We don't have creative players or anyone that can create any kind of meaningful chances for it. I just feel like you lose a player because if you're not creating him chances, you're basically playing with 10 men. And I just feel like going into next season, especially if we get in Mamouche, especially if we get in Wirtz and potentially Reijnders and potentially Rodrygo, like you're gonna get numbers from Haaland. Like you're gonna get some serious numbers. But he's not a Harry Kane type of player where he drops in deep, tries to receive the ball, makes a pass and move. He's a very, he's a very not static, because static's the wrong word, but he's got an area that he works with in that pitch, and it's always the final third. And if he doesn't get that ball in the final third, then you're effectively saying, well, why are you on the pitch? Like, you need a player like Mamouche that's willing to drop in deep, and because look at it this way, right? If Haaland isn't dropping in deep, the centre backs aren't dropping in deep with him, creating space behind.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got Mamouche dropping in deep, receiving the ball, you've got a centre back at least following him into the middle of the park, which then creates a chance in behind. So I just feel like either he needs to improve that in his game, or we need to find creators that are going to give him chances, basically. And especially if we're talking about dropping Kev. Like, if we're talking about dropping Kev for that final, then, like, you may as well just say there's no point in Haaland playing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, and I think for me, Mamouche would offer something different, because he actually doesn't. He's Mamouche is hard to stop, really, because he's a that doesn't run physicality. He's a very nimble player, but also have a good shot on him. And I feel like if we let Mamouche play at a striker, not on the wing, not on the second, put him at a striker with someone like Foden behind him. Why not in the final? I know it's like, the Foden's not playing well. Yeah, he's not, but I'd rather give Phil a chance behind a Mamouche to go for it than just have him play left wing again. It doesn't work at all for me. Put Savio with him, not Doku. Not for me. Doku's a super sub for me. Savinho, if Bob's fit right, I'm going Savinho and Bob. That's what I'm going with right now as wingers at the moment. But Doku, I can't trust right now. I like him.
Off the left as well. I want to see Savinho off the left, because I feel like if you put Savinho on the right, his shooting is like. I feel like he's a better crosser of the ball than he is a better finisher. So putting him on the left kind of alleviates the opportunities of him shooting. Like, so he's going to be crossing more, which will then create chances more for Haaland. If you're putting Savinho on the right, he's going to cut in and shoot. He's not going to cut in and cross. He's going to cut in and shoot. So I feel like, I think if you want to create chances for Haaland, you have to put Savinho out on the left. You have to.
Yeah, 100%. That's where I'm at as well. Now, we're on the stream a little bit, because Alf's doing a stream with Patrick about 11. I want to get the people over to watch his stream at 11, so we're not obviously so they can tune into here. But before we end it, and won't rush it yet, we'll do a quick prediction for. You know what? Let's do a prediction for the final and a prediction for the transfer. The 3 players I mentioned in the title. So I'll start with Bevo. Final prediction.
Do you really want to start with me? Because do you not want to end with me? Because I think I'm going to just pick it up too much.
Dash, start with you. Final prediction.
For Palace, I mean, why not 2-1? And Nervy,
okay.
Just draw 2-1. We all should sing it. We will have diarrhea and all that in the stadium. And after that, the 95th minute, we're having beers and Wembley's bound.
Yeah, we're getting pissed up. And all right, and Florian, Wirtz, Reijnders, Rodrygo. I know Rodrygo's not really mentioned much yet, but I'm sure we'll be at some point. But on them 3 players, do you think we'll get all 3, or do you think we'll miss out on one? Or so far, prediction so far.
Listen, I would love all 3 of them. Yeah, it'd be boiling place. Like I said before, it'd be everyone's wet dream. But if I have to really be realistic here, I feel like as if we'll get 2 out of 3, and I think it'll be Reijnders, and it depends on whether Wirtz happens or not. Because if Wirtz doesn't happen, then we'll get Rodrygo, in my opinion. So, but for now, I'd say Wirtz and Reijnders. I mean, and this is the thing, yeah. Rodrygo can actually can be an insider winger that can go into the 10. Because if we see him at left winger Madrid, which he doesn't get always the opportunity at, he's actually a great 10. And this is mad because you don't see him enough there.
Imagine Rodrygo and Wirtz in a team. Oh my god.
Just give us a fucking Premier League, man. Give us a Premier League, doesn't matter. End it.
Mate, go to Bernabeu and cook them. That's what I want to see. Just, I don't give a fuck about the crowd.
Mate, Echeverria will be running rings around fucking Rudiger. You know what I mean?
And do you know what I
It'd be
do?
crazy.
Do a Messi. Number 30 shirt, do that at the bloody Bernabeu. I love that. Honestly, guys, we have such a good talent squad coming through of young players right now that I'm excited to watch grow. That's positive me right now. We've got some good young players coming through that I'm excited to watch more of. And that, if we get the right players in the summer, it's going to be good. Looking forward to next year, definitely.
Yeah.
Bevo, on you now. First off,
yes, mate. Go on.
So, I think I'm going to go with 3-1 for the score.
3-1, yeah.
And I'm going to seriously put my whole credibility on the line here.
Clip him.
Clip it, whatever you want. I will take the L. I think we get all 3.
Ooh.
If we get
I
all
think we
3,
get all 3. I think, right, some people call it a dream. We call it reality. Yeah? we went and won that treble, right? Liverpool fans can only dream of that. Yeah. Arsenal fans could only dream of winning 1 out of the 3. We did it. We did all 3. Yeah. So what I'm saying is what other people's dreams are is our reality. We've got a serious board. We're a serious club. We're going to go out and we are going to get all 3. Done.
Clip that just to I can show this. When we get
Watchers get none.
If we get none, it's over for the club. It's start crying.
I put a post out before on X, right? If you've not seen it, please go and like it. I think it's a treat. I put out a post before on X, right? And I said, bring me Wirtz, bring me fire, bring me Reijnders, or I retire. Done.
Luke, imagine this year. Imagine all the things that Bevan just listed right there, yeah. Wirtz becomes Morgan Gibbs White. Rodrygo becomes Eze. And Reijnders becomes Gabriel Sara.
We're bringing in Chris Wood. We're bringing in that ex-Norwich player.
By the way, this will be our fucking tune next year.
Nah, mate.
Sorry, that's our theme tune. We're getting them 3 players in. I'm just saying. Not the Champions League, not the whoa. You want a fucking operatic theme? That's what we want.
I'm going to play against Aston Villa and PSG in the second leg. It was very confusing.
The more I hear it, the more it's a banger. It's an absolute banging tune.
No.
It's better than the. Yeah, I won't lie.
No, man, you don't celebrate that.
Hey, just think of this, right? Win on Saturday and Europa League's guaranteed.
I wonder if he'd actually bring the anthem, you know?
Sociedad, yeah. Playing fucking Italian sport. Come on. We will be there.
Bodo and Glimt.
We wouldn't be allowing Bodo Glimt to score against us. You know, we wouldn't be going down 1-0 at home to Bilbao. Like,
YMCA. What attitude? Music stuff now. Off the rails now. Can't respect the Wirtz parents. I reckon he can still tend to. Yeah, look, and Steve, right? You're bang on, by the way. It's all for me right now, right? As much as we're obviously buzzing and giddy, right? I'm all focused right now on the here and now on Saturday's game. I'm going forward to it. You know, it's going to be. I mean, last year, I was there last year, and it was one of the worst finals I've ever seen in my life. Losing to United in that final was disgusting.
Listen, Luke. Every single FA Cup game I've been to at Wembley, I've won. I've been there, and I've had an undefeated streak.
Someone who's got a free ticket, please give him one, please, because he hasn't got one yet, and he's one. Please, if anyone's got a spare, wants to have all the luck in the world, please. Can I just want to win the game, please? Win the final.
do you know what's
Yeah.
mad?
Big up Doug, by the way. Big up Doug, man.
Do you know what's mad? When Rodri comes back, he's still got that undefeated record, hasn't he?
Does he?
Oh my god, he does still, yeah.
He does, yeah.
He's back.
Because there was some controversy around it when we lost to Real Madrid. But we lost to Real Madrid after extra time in penalties, so that didn't count in losing. So, like, Rodri's still got that record.
But didn't he play against United last year? Didn't he play against United last year, Rodri?
He played in the final. It's
Yeah.
gone. It don't count.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Mate, just funny about that final, right? Our
Can
best
we not
player
just pretend he didn't play?
You know what? Yeah, that's
It
funny.
was somewhere with Calvin Phillips to play.
He was pissed. It didn't count. He was still pissed.
Yeah, we're all pissed, mate. Of that league with Arsenal.
Rodri hasn't lost a game in 100 and something games sober.
Jack Rodwell played against United.
Jack Rodwell, fucking hell. Right, look, I mean, look, Saturday, for me, look, big news still on transfer. It's massive, and we're all giddy and right around seeing what's come from that. But for the moment, until we get more news on that, Saturday awaits. Big game, must win. We lose that game, honestly, I don't care if we finish top 4 or not. It's a failure of a season. It is, because you're in a cup final, right? You have to win. It's Palace. You have to win. Palace are no mugs. They're not. Fair play to them. Maybe they're 3-0 in the safe final for a reason. They're a great team and a good manager. But take this team seriously and win the game. Don't treat them like a little team. Take them seriously. Because that's how you win. That's how you win like that. Like Watford, we won 6-0. We went there for right. Trim out the normal team, play a game, and won 6-0. Win on Saturday, but treat them like any team you normally would play. So that's what we should do. But yeah, we're there. Big up Darts coming on. Big up Martin, obviously, as well. They've never gone earlier on in the stream. Well, obviously, I'll be on again soon as well. At some point, I think I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I'll Sunday or Monday probably. I've got busy rest of the week. Obviously on Sunday I'm going to be a bit knackered for me for Saturday as well. But big up Dash though for the come on, show it and give your insights as well. Obviously transfers I'm sure will be rammed as well the next few weeks as well. All the calls are coming in for you as well, all the texts and that. So a busy one for you as well.
Yeah, big up always.
Nice to see you,
big
mate.
up, man.
Just a quick one before everyone goes.
Yeah.
Who are you saying in the playoff final?
Sunderland.
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Sunderland
I
to
can
me.
see Yeah. I mean,
I'd like Sunderland. Sheffield United have been a very up and down club for a few years now. Like I'd like to see Sunderland come back and give it a go.
I'm just going to say, right, next year's chances could be wild, isn't it? Like, got Wrexham in there, Pompey, Southampton. It's going to be a lot of good derbies next year in the Championship. I might as well watch some more next year than we're probably in the next year.
That's a good point as well by Steve. We've not talked about it. What are we saying on this home kit?
I like it, though.
I
like
do.
It.
I
I'm
do.
getting one soon because I love this one from a couple of years ago. I like this one. It's a nice one.
Fields
get
one's
a new
already ordered. My little lad's one's
Is it?
already ordered. Yeah, I've
From
ordered
where?
it. Yeah.
From where? The club or?
No, yeah,
South
City
Gate?
Shop. Yeah, City Shop.
Yeah, south. Okay, fair enough. But I'm going to a gate for that. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to the dockyard to sample local goods and get my gear.
I
For a cheap
only get his from the City Shop because every year he has his name and age on the back, and he's had it since he was born. So, like, I kind of want to keep the tradition going.
3 years. I love that. I love that. It's been 3 years. Yeah,
we could use that metric.
You know what? I put a tweet out about this, by the way, about the sash, about the colour blue. The last time we wore that shade of blue, 100 points.
I've seen it, yeah. 100 points. Seen it. Talking of 100 points, have you seen the absolute madness in the championship this season?
Oh yeah, Burnley and Leeds,
100
100 points each.
Burnley and
mad.
Leeds both with 100 points each.
Mad. Oh, Joe, big up, most ups, by the way. I was watching LB's chat. Big up, bro, for joining the chat. I'll be doing well, my friend. I could buy new kit after the final. Yeah, see, I'll probably get mine. I mean, I think with me writing getting names in the back now, I used to do it quite a lot, but I'm probably going to say if Wirtz joins, I'll get Wirtz back of it. I'll get Wirtz.
I never buy kits with names on the back, but I'll tell you what, if Kevin De Bruyne joins Napoli, I'm getting a Napoli kit with Kev on
Oh,
that.
hell yeah. Napoli De Bruyne kit.
Definitely.
Oh,
I don't care about Napoli. I just want the shirt.
yeah, so do I. Because if I buy lose it, yeah, I don't blame. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, Simo, I'm gonna hold the whole fire and get my own one. Yeah, go on, because it's 25 quid probably. I mean, I imagine I'll see it probably in Greece. Probably the back for a good price. Yes, 15 quid in Greece. Oh, yeah, love that. Do you know what? That black away kit looks so good, by the way. It looks so good.
That all black kit. Oh my god! You know what? City are going to rinse my wallet this season.
I'm broke. I'm poor. I'm poor.
Oh,
I'm poor, man.
Well, I've already done the pricing up, and for a kit for me and the home kit for me and my little lad is coming to like nearly 200 quid. I'll tell you what, they're gonna rinse me for about 600 quid. Because I'm gonna get all three if all three
Oh.
I'm gonna.
DC, sure about this, by the way?
No, don't.
Oh,
Don't.
DC, oh no!
Don't need that, don't, mate. Oh,
This is gonna get
Do it.
That's here we go. Confirm that. DC. Yeah. See, Andrew, right? I actually hope the kid's real. I hope it. If it's genuinely real, right, it'd be amazing. But if it's not, it'd be a real shame because the actual as well, the border as well around it looks incredible. As well, like how they've got like it looking as well. It's like a proper kit.
Question for you: the season that we got the 100 points, was that the season that we had the away black kit with that mad stuff down the shoulder?
No, that was 1920.
Was it?
That season. Fernandinho, a centre back of Otamendi at the that season was fun. Not that season was way better than this one. Oh, that one. This one.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, some more sexy extra news about Wirtz. Florian Wirtz, his father and his mother took a private jet on Tuesday morning from Maastricht Action Airport. I probably butchered that name, by the way. Apologies, people. In the Netherlands to Blackpool. Oh, well done, Blackpool, Paris.
He's gone to ride a donkey.
Lol.
He drove to the city before flying back the afternoon. The airports were chosen to avoid attention, but the players' parents were spotted by phone. Right, they went there cover.
That makes sense why they would have gone to Blackpool then. Because I was thinking, why wouldn't you just fly to Manchester?
Yeah, it is, Timo. I know it is. I've been there a few times already. It's not.
Like, why wouldn't you just fly to Manchester? Like, but I
Yeah.
suppose if it was to not draw attention,
But remember,
Well,
it's Manchester Airport, man. You know what I mean? It's one.
the thing is though,
We all know man.
if you're sending them to Blackpool Airport, their first time landing in England potentially, then they're not exactly going to have a pleasant experience, are they?
yeah, Rich.
I mean, big up people from Blackpool, but I wouldn't want my first visit to England to be going to Blackpool.
Ah,
It
Blackpool.
could be
This is
worse.
nice. Welcome to what's your welcome to Coventry. Christ. Welcome to Birmingham. Is that's happening?
Yeah, we're signing
Maybe.
Wirtz, we're signing Reijnders, we're signing Rodrygo, we're getting the lot, we're winning the treble,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
we're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it all next year. After the shit year, we're doing it next year. Do it all over again.
Oh, by the way, and we're getting paid for you too. And your mouth.
Hey, we may as well test the waters while we're going there.
It actually, bro, Roger, it actually does, by the way, Roger. It does, mate. Honestly, it's a big up to you, by the way. Anyone who wants to follow them a City fan, make sure to give this guy a subscribe, by the way. I like this video. It's a big content mistake.
He's a really good guy as well. I've spoken to him a few
We'll
times.
get you-
Really good guy.
We'll get you on soon. We'll get you on soon. I think that's the plan. I think what we'll do probably over the summer, we'll probably do a couple of different people and that to get people on to have a chat, because I know we haven't had a chance recently. But I want to get more people on the shows and chit chat about football. So we'll get Roger Connors and the people as well that I can think of. There's some guy on City Twitter who did his first video recently. That had to get on as well. He's a cool guy. So his first video and I helped out with it. So good to get him on as well. So hey, big plans summer as well to come. And I'll say this now. If Florian Wirtz does sign, we will do the longest stream ever done on this channel. We'll do it.
You sure about that? The Real Madrid watch along was about 4.5 hours.
I'm doing it. For that.
Wow.
Bro, if we get,
I might have to dip halfway through, mate. I don't think I can commit to a 5-hour stream.
no, it's fine. I'll get our people on who want to get on. It's fine. We'll make it last. But if we get right, if we get, how about this? Wirtz, Reijnders, and Rodrygo. If we get all three, then I'll do it.
Oh,
That
if we
way
get
it's a bit
all
more-
three, mate. I'm getting some tinnies and I'm getting on the set.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do it. 20 right, 4 hours. Right, if we get all three, I'll say this right now. I'll do a 24-hour stream.
I tell you what. I'll commit to this. If this is very specific, if we get Wirtz and he signs and gets the number 17 shirt, I will personally do a 17-hour stream.
Right, people, clip this, lock it in, and we'll do it. All right, because I know it sounds like we'll go off it. Trust me, we won't do that. We actually will fulfill things when it happens. And if it does happen, we'll do it, because long stream is about 3 hours longest stream. 4 hours, isn't it? 4 hours long stream, done it.
The Real Madrid watch along was about 4.5 hours.
It was, yes. Yeah, so it's 4, right, yeah. Trust me, 17 hours. We'll have to have a lot of drink and food to keep going that one. I might have to do a few lives while walking around the shop to get a few things. So that'll be good. So yeah, and
While Rich is in the chat, right? I can never seize up an opportunity to give United fans a little bit of banter. But have you seen the latest with United and what Amarim's done to the staff?
Yeah.
Amarim, right?
Mate.
I don't know if you know the staff. He's personally paid out of his own money to get the staff tickets to the final, which they're in, because
Wait.
Jim will fix it. Isn't willing to cough up some cash to let the families get tickets to go along. How disgraceful is
serious?
that? Yeah, no, how
Are you serious?
disgraceful.
Oh
Yeah,
my word. And
How
these are currently
disgraceful is that, though? Like, you've
Yeah.
made it to the European final.
Oh, by the way, big up Amarin, by the way. I will say
Yeah,
that
no, that is a
Yeah,
class
big up
move.
him, yeah.
You didn't have to do that at all. But
That is
like
crazy,
that, I'm
man.
sorry, that is ridiculous. Like,
I know.
just like, imagine getting to like the Europa League final after finishing 16th, 17th in the Premier League, and
Yeah.
not giving your staff's family tickets to the final, which you're in. Like, that's just wrong. I'm sorry. There's people at City that are giving away free tickets to Barcelona fans that from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It's
Honestly.
crazy, man.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
We
Big up
live in a
Rich,
very
though.
weird world. Yeah, big up
It's never
Rich. And, yeah,
Rich. It's just a laugh.
no, oh, it's always banter. So he knows that himself, and we'll have to get. Do you know what? We'll get Rich on at some point for a Manchester debrief at some point. I'll have a good have a good chat actually at some point about his season and our season. I'll do that. I'll Rich will message you actually in the season after obviously league final and that. I'll message you and get that sorted out. Big up, Joe, but big up people. Almost 500 people in this, on Twitter and YouTube watching us right now.
Wow. That's
Like,
big.
I know we're not a big channel right away, but yeah, for us, obviously, I know we're still growing ourselves. But big up everyone for like tuning in and and being very supportive. We do appreciate it very, very much. And there's a lot of plans to come.
That's big numbers. That's really, really big numbers.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, everyone.
we've grown so much
Thanks all.
over this season. Yeah, and obviously I appreciate Martin, obviously Dash, LB, everyone for obviously sending us out, and obviously we do appreciate that massively. But to have a good core people, obviously always in the streams with us, it's like if you
When they came on to give me shit.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
That's all he was at. Big up Dart.
Yeah, big up Dart. Yeah, Martin.
I've been on for about an hour and 30 minutes, so yeah, big up myself. Over fucking.
Oh yeah, bro. If Spurs beat United in that final, by the way, if Spurs beat United in that final,
I'm dreaming.
Please, for
No,
once,
Ange.
Tottenham. Drop
Yeah.
the fucking
Do you
bottle.
know what? Right? Ange said it at the start
yeah.
of the season. He was like, listen, mate, I always win trophies in my second season. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that
Exactly, that's what I'm gonna say.
that is the
That's what he said.
cold. If he goes and does this with Tottenham Hotspur, who, let's face it, never win trophies. If he comes and does that after making that statement, that has to be one of the coldest statements anyone's ever made. Has to be.
In the leagues, but fuck Tottenham, I'm out of here. I wouldn't blame him. Oh, he goes into sunset.
Probably about the Celtic and all that, you know what I mean? Because they probably love about Celtic, so yeah.
Mad to think, though, that two of the
Imagine
bottom
that,
teams that have just avoided relegation could be playing in the Champions League next season.
I know.
That's
It's like if
that's
they
sickening, you know.
it's like Everton with Palace, in the Republic final. It's crazy.
Oh god.
You're basically saying from last season, you're saying literally like Crystal Palace or Norwich, like potentially playing in the Champions League next season. Like crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely mental that. And I mean, on that bombshell, we'll end it there. Big up everyone, obviously, for tuning in. Big up Dash for coming on. Big up Martin for coming on as always. Big up the chat, Rich, Steve, Andrew, obviously Steve Black earlier on. People in the chat that obviously have been talking away in there. As always, you're all legends. Leave a like if you're already on the stream already. Subscribe if you're already on the road to 2K by the end of the year, possible. Obviously, it's still a bit of a way to go, but if we can get 2K by the end of the year, much appreciated. I will see you guys again for another stream soon. A redirect going over to Alf's stream with Patrick right now, a true City fan. Big up to them too, obviously, as always, a good friend as well. And yeah, Wembley on Saturday. I will be there on Saturday. Hopefully, we'll get the win this time. I've bloody lost the final. Please make sure you win this time. End the season on a high. And we're losing another final again. And then we're back
You're
here.
sitting in the right end this time. You're sitting in the right end this time.
Yeah, this time I'll be, yeah. It's 30 fans from me now, yeah. Right, yeah, but thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll I'm not sure when we'll go live again. I imagine probably Sunday or Monday, probably, but we'll we'll let you guys know obviously in due course. If we win, probably Sunday, because I'm more of a good chat about that on Sunday if we do win. But if not, a couple of days probably to get over that before Bournemouth. But anyway, cheers, guys. Have a rest of your evening and rest of your week. Take care. See you soon.
Yeah. Pick up everyone. Yeah. Good.